Welcome back to the Fourth and Gold NFL podcast. There's no games this week, but we are back to discuss all things NFL. There may not have been any games, but there's certainly been a lot of things that have happened this week. So we're going to get straight into it. We're going to talk about, to begin with, Bill Belichick not being inducted first ballot into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Belichick has had a first ballot Hall of Fame level career. There's no doubt about it. So if you ask me the question, do I agree with what the voters have done? No, I don't agree. But at the same time, if you're going to ask me if I'm outraged or feel sorry for Belichick, I'm going to say no. Because at the end of the day, with all their greatness, that era will always be stained by the cheating scandals, the multiple cheating scandals. So while I do think that he is well worthy of being a first ballot Hall of Famer, cry me a river. Like, you've brought this on yourself with these actions. That is my initial thought, Paul. And just to say, I think it's going to be really harsh if Brady goes in first ballot, because once again, it feels like Belichick is taking a lot of bullets and Brady just kind of gets to walk by.
Yeah, this is the Hall of Fame just based on achievement. And it's not about do we like the human. And a lot of people do not like Bill Belichick, me included. But I respect Bill Belichick, and his achievement and his career deserves to be first ballot Hall of Fame. Just no question. There is no question for me. And the fact that as soon as it's announced, I can't see, except people, I think I've seen one reaction, Coward, who was like pushing back on it a little bit. But everybody else has been unanimous in, well, this is ridiculous. I mean, look at the guy's career. And that just tells you everything, that it's because something as kind of polarizing as this, Bill Belichick, because he is a polarizing character. He didn't, throughout his career, he didn't stand up on media stages to be liked. You know, he was onto Cincinnati. He was gruff. He was grumbling under his voice. He did not care. He just wanted to win football games and championships. And he did that. And and this is coming from a Steelers fan, right? Who's probably he's probably cost us, I don't know, pick a number, 2 to 3 AFC titles throughout his time with Brady. Even in those years, you know, the Spygate, the Deflategate, I think they still win.
They would have.
Yeah. During those Peyton Manning years, they were so dominant over the Colts that that's where illegal contacts and defensive holding really came from. From like the Colts receivers, you know, the explosive offense of Harrison and Peyton Manning throwing it up. They couldn't shake off Ty Law and the Patriots DBs. And Belichick, you know, knowing the rules, took full advantage of, we're going to get every possible advantage over the opposition. Most of those games were at home, in the elements, against a dome team who want to play on a fast track, and our DBs are just going to out physical your guys, and we're going to make it miserable. And they did. And, you know, I don't know. I just think it calls the whole kind of process and the voting system into question, because he is, if you ask somebody who's kind of a casual NFL fan, just name me a head coach over the last 20 years, like, it's probably going to be Bill Belichick, unless if they're in the last couple of years. And I know he's maybe done, his personal life has taken a turn, shall we say, recently, but it's not personality. It is what did he achieve, and without question. And then I also heard the coward thing, like, oh, we'll take Brady out of it. No, 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 no. You can't do that. You can't take what if, what if, what if. You can't do that. Like the fact is that he's won those championships, and they were dominant for what? Like they're the most successful.
They had two runs basically. They had a dominant start and then a dominant end in their run. And even in their 10 years without a Super Bowl, they did go to two others.
And if it were for Eli Manning playing out of his minds, they would have had the second undefeated season, like, and in the competitive, in a really competitive era. So
Yeah.
I just think it's a joke. And I think that, yeah, and quite rightly now, questions are being asked about, well, who's on this committee?
Mm.
Let's call them out. Let's find out who's on this committee. We know that the Colts former owner is.
There's
Well,
32 media members from each city, and then there's a set of, I want to say, like, people that have covered the NFL for a long time.
yeah,
In fact, one of those 18 is Tony Dungy.
yeah. Okay.
But what I would say is this isn't the first time this has happened, because when we look back a few years ago, the same treatment was given to Terrell Owens, the great TO.
Yeah,
He was a first ballot Hall of Famer,
yeah,
but and even more so because, you know, what were they knocking him down for? Being a diva receiver. I get it. Okay, some of it was a bit extreme, but there was no cheating scandal with To. There was no performance enhancing drugs. Like, this guy was one of the greatest receivers of all time, who played in a Super Bowl with a broken leg and went crazy.
yeah.
So, I agree. I think they really need to evaluate how this is being done. And I sort of learned a bit more about the process for Belichick. It's not that so yeah, he didn't get voted in, but it was indirectly, because there's five candidates, I
Yeah.
think, for like the senior or the coaching, entrance, and people have to vote three out of five in.
Okay.
And so I don't like that. Like, if all five are worthy, they
Yeah.
should be able to get in.
Yeah.
And if only one is worthy, only one should go in.
Do we know?
Rather,
Do you know the list?
I don't know the list. I don't know the list.
Okay.
Not yet. And we're going to find out next week at
Yeah.
NFL Honors. But it's like, it's an easy way to sort of say, well, I'm going to vote for these three, and I'll just, I haven't voted for Belichick, but
Yeah.
it's not like I've directly done it. Like,
Three
I want them to be asked.
three coaches, is it?
I think, yeah, three coaches.
Okay. So they've got to be of a similar time out of the league, haven't they? Right? Or
No.
they
So
they have not made it in previous classes and they've just rolled over.
exactly. And I think it might be coaches slash owners.
Okay.
So, for example, Robert Kraft has been trying. I didn't even really think about it. Kraft has been trying to get in.
Yeah.
He also has been blocked from the Hall of Fame up till now, I think. I don't know if he's in now, but no, he's not in. He's not in. So, like, Jerry Jones is in, but Robert Kraft is not in.
Yeah, Jerry Jones is in for, business brought to the NFL and commercial. But Robert Kraft, he's got to be the most successful owner ever. Is
Yeah.
not. Yeah, just go figure. Like, yeah. But Jerry Jones brings in revenue to the NFL, and Robert Kraft just is content with, I don't know. He's still a huge media presence, but not Jerry Jones.
Instead, he has got three different head coach quarterback combinations to the Super Bowl.
Kraft. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the Patriots, but yeah, Kraft, Belichick, Brady, you don't have to like it, but you just have to accept it. And when I have seen when you see Belichick, because with Belichick as well, I think he's hurt by his persona. He comes across, he does not give a fuck about the media, and he's very straightforward about that. He does not care. It's just no benefit to him. But when you see him, so I saw him in that NFL hundreds series with Rich Eisen, and they had some guests, Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and Peyton.
He's great. He's a great chat, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. When you get him relaxed, and the knowledge is just unbelievable, and the respect that the other guys show him. Ed Reed was showing him, and he's showing Ed Reed respect. Like, oh my God, you were the best free safety I ever played, and that play you made against Peyton Manning is like the best thing I've ever seen. Like turning you back and then faking out the quarterback and still picking him off. Like, yeah, the knowledge he has, Bill Belichick, like, and they caught him once. I never forget the clip. They caught him once in a New England press conference. So he's given the like gruff responses, and then they asked him a question about a long snapper, and he went into it for quite a few minutes, and because he just loves football, and just look at his record, like it's just without question. So when you hear it, you're like, what? What the fuck are we doing here? Like, of course Belichick gets in. If he doesn't get in, then quite rightly there should be an inquiry like, who's on this damn panel? What the hell have they done to deserve to be on this panel? Let's rip up the rules and let's start over, because Belichick doesn't make it. I don't know what we're doing, and I don't like Belichick. So, but you've got to be fair. It's not personality; it's achievement.
No, that's fair. That's fair. So from one
Oh,
coach,
Bill Belichick, like damn. But yeah, I'm just fair to the game.
yeah, no, that's totally fair. At the minimum, this is what I want to see. Like, I find in America there's a lot of secrecy. The vote needs to be public. Like, we need to see who people have voted for. A bit like the Ballon d'Or with football. You
Yeah.
see who people vote for.
Yeah.
With the Hall of Fame, you don't. Well, a lot of votes, a lot of voting things in the NFL, you don't see who's voted for who. So
I
I
haven't
would question that.
all the videos, but there are on my YouTube timeline. There is numerous videos from Florio, and they're all I haven't watched them yet, but they're all titled this Hall of Fame thing. He, being of a lawyer background, he is going into this. I think there's more to come. I think now they have kind of kicked the hornet's nest with this, and yeah, they're sounds like Florio's going to try his best to get to the bottom of it.
Yep. There's been a number of hires this week, and we've got to start one place, Paul. It is, of course, Mike McCarthy being hired as the new Pittsburgh Steelers coach. Before this happened, I remember saying to you when he was linked that it felt underwhelming. And, maybe that's fair, maybe that's unfair. Because then when you look at his recent record, I mean, he did go back to back to back in Dallas, 12-5. This is Dallas. Like, the amount of distraction and failure that the Cowboys have had over the last however many years. Okay, he wasn't able to get it done in the playoffs, but that's almost unheard of there. And of course, his infamous press conference to open, this means a lot to him coming back to Pittsburgh. So I do think you will get his best effort.
Yeah, so I've had a few different emotions with this. So, and I think upon reflection, it's because of the branding of who Mike McCarthy comes across as. So he comes across, like you said, as this underwhelming guy, and maybe it's his appearance to camera, and maybe it's how he doesn't do the best job in the media of selling himself as a brand, as a head coach. But his career and his resume kind of stands up. And it stands up to the coaches who have been hired in this cycle. So John Harbaugh. So John Harbaugh has, versus Mike McCarthy. I know I'm going to say this, it's convenient, but I'm honest in what I'm about to say. I would take McCarthy over John Harbaugh. And who else? Who else has been hired in this cycle? Because in the NFL, we don't go and poach, except I can remember one in my lifetime of following NFL. Gruden getting traded like an active head coach from the Raiders to the Bucks. So it's not like the Steelers could go to the Rams and say, okay, we'll give you 3 number ones for McVay, or to the 49ers for Shanahan. I mean, that would be amazing if that kind of thing happened, but it just doesn't happen in the NFL. They vacate their jobs and then they're available and then they are approached. So look at the people who were involved in this cycle. Unkin to the Browns. No, don't want him. Minter to the Ravens. Okay, cool. Never been a head coach. Don't know what you're going to get. Good DC, but different thing being a head coach. Brady to the Bills, again, same thing. Never been a head coach. Mike McCarthy is, I don't know. I think I've been calling for improvement on offense. I am quite exhausted with watching this offense. So I am hopeful that we will see some improvement in the offense. And this guy's been around a long time. He has coached in his career, Joe Montana, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and he got Dak Prescott to be an MVP candidate. So I don't know. I think of the available guys, and that's what the NFL coaching cycle is, available guys, I'm not mad at it at all. I'm actually quite content with it. And the fact that it seems to mean a lot to him, maybe the Steelers have changed from he's not going to be around for 20 years, because I don't see him being a head coach at 82 years old. So yeah, I'm not mad at it at all. And I'm just interested to see what happens. I think Rodgers is going to be back, though. He said as well in his press conference that Rodgers,
they've spoken.
Rodgers is under contract until March. He's still under contract until yeah. So yeah, look, Rodgers, Will Howard, I don't know, draft a quarterback. That doesn't look like a possibility now with the quarterback class and the way it is. So yeah, look, McCarthy's an NFL head coach, and I don't see a better NFL head coach in this pool. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Because the Steelers fans who are getting mad at it, you've got to then, okay, guys, I get it. You wanted them to do something totally different. What were the options? So they were getting mad at first that, but we didn't need to pull the trigger because, McCarthy only interviewed for the Titans and for us, and the Titans' job's already gone. So what were we waiting for? Well, we didn't have to wait because they interviewed the 2 Rams guys and they didn't like them. They didn't like Shula and they didn't like Shieldhouse. So they didn't need to wait. Mike McCarthy was the guy. If it wasn't Shula, then yeah, it was going to be Mike McCarthy. So I know it's easy to just say they kind of got lazy and conservative and said we'll take the safe option, but tell me a better option. I don't see a better option. So I've seen Coward and the guys just bashing on the Steelers. Cool. Okay. Yeah, but it's easy to bash on teams. But what would you have liked them to have done instead? There was not Ben Johnson in this cycle. There was not Sean McVay in this cycle. Like if Shieldhouse, if and they did interview Shieldhouse and they didn't like him, like Shieldhouse didn't even get the Browns job. So the one potential, I will throw one caveat into it. The one potential wild card could be Kubiak from the Seahawks, but you have to wait until the Super Bowl's done. And why was he not interviewed? Well, he may well have made it known that he's not leaving Seattle. He's doing a Ben Johnson. He's doing a Ben Johnson. He's tied to Sam Darnold. He's quite happy in Seattle, and he'll do a Ben Johnson, like because at that time there was only what the Raiders, and the Cardinals available. No, I'm good. I'll wait for another year, and then I'll like with Ben Johnson. Okay, cool. I'm provided I still have another good year. I will get $20 million next off season, and I will get Caleb Williams, and I'll get full control. So I think Ben Johnson's quite comfortable with that decision. So I think maybe that's what Kubiak's doing. And also, Kubiak's never been a head coach. So what I'm saying, you can get mad at it, but tell me an option that was better.
I agree. I mean, Kubiak, what is this year 2 for him? Because he was at the Saints last year,
I'm not sure where he was last year.
or unless because I don't think he was in. His brother is in San Francisco. I I feel like I'm remembering that he was at the Saints, and we saw that explosive 2 week start. And obviously, this year's been different.
Yeah, Derek
But
Derek Rahid Shaheed were going off, and the Saints were the best team in the NFL.
yeah, for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, Mike McCarthy is a capable head coach. And I think one point that's getting lost in this is that the job isn't just being Steelers head coach. You are following Mike Tomlin's 19-year run. That comes with a lot of pressure. And this roster is probably the most important thing. McCarthy's capable, but whether success failure isn't going to be all on him. It is going to be on retooling this roster because we see an aging defense. And last off season, to me, there was a lot of sideways moves. We got DK Metcalf, but then Pickens got shipped out and another number 2 didn't come in.
Yeah.
To me, I want to see the Steelers load up on offense. Get a legit number 1 running back. I like Warren. He should be playing. But I want to see a legit number 1 running back and a legit number 2 receiver. And I think things can be different.
Yeah.
Because
I think it will help. It will help having McCarthy there. Having a coach will help in free agency. They have a lot of cap room.
they're the number 1 offense in Dallas, in his second year. And it was CeeDee Lamb, okay, he's a superstar, and Amari Cooper, who, he was good at the time, but we're not talking about, Chase and Higgins here. We're talking about CeeDee Lamb at a younger age, who was very, very good at that age anyway.
Yeah.
It's not like the offense was just so star-laden that McCarthy's input didn't matter. He clearly made an impact there.
Tell me, because when McCarthy arrives, and your first reaction is it's a bit underwhelming, but tell me when did John Harbaugh become oh my God, it's John Harbaugh, he's available in the coaching search? Okay, right. Why is John Harbaugh so much more better thought of than Mike McCarthy?
Because you look at the 2 paths. They've both won a Super Bowl. They've both fallen short, after that in the playoffs. And it's what I kind of said to you. I know that John Harbaugh is a great coach, but the issue you have with hiring him is that you have to find 2 coordinators. I'm pretty sure that Mike McCarthy will, if he's not calling plays, he's going to be heavily involved in that offensive scheme.
He's going to call plays. He said it.
There you go. So with John Harbaugh, it's different. You need an offensive play caller and a defensive play caller.
Yeah.
He's shown in the past that he makes the right hire most of the time. But I'm just saying that's an extra, layer of complexity for that hire. Mike McCarthy walks in, I'm calling plays. Okay, great. We just need to focus on now getting the right defensive coordinator.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't know. Like, I think the John Harbaugh thing, I just didn't get it. I was like, okay, yeah, he's a decent head coach, but like, not. I'm not suddenly thinking, oh, damn, the Giants are going to be amazing next year. They might be amazing because they've actually got a good roster, and if they're slightly more organized, they might actually do something instead of being a complete joke. But it's probably not going to be due to John Harbaugh. Like Lamar Jackson didn't, we'll find out. Lamar didn't really want anything to do with him towards the end. So
the Giants are starting from a low floor, so you'd like to think they're going to look better next year.
But John Harbaugh went in there, fair play, and said, I want this, and I want full control. I want this many dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, we are fully desperate, tell us where we need to sign. Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Mike McCarthy is not of the Instagram generation, shall we say. That's just my politically correct way. I think John Harbaugh has done, it's a lot more easy to sell to a fan base than Mike McCarthy. But Steelers fans, what are you mad at? Who was there? Like, okay, I get it, you're mad, but take a step back and tell me a head coach, because we don't go and trade for head coaches in the NFL. That's not what we do. So tell me where there was a head coach. There wasn't. The Notre Dame guy, Freeman said he was going to stay. He was not going to come out. Like the Indiana guy, the head coach, what's his name, Signetti or something, the Mendoza head coach. He announced he wasn't going to leave college. Like,
that's a big step up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is. I know. Yeah. Okay. Maybe a bit of a. I'm not going to say lazy, but maybe it seems a bit boring. But he's heavily experienced. And if the Steelers do what I think they should do, which is overhaul this roster, this isn't the right time to have a first-year head coach.
No.
Like, you want someone with experience that has maybe been through cycles of a roster where, okay, we're transitioning. Like, okay, I get it. Like, you bring in like a Ben Johnson who wasn't there this year, but when you bring in a Ben Johnson, let's just say you hit the jackpot. Okay, yeah, maybe in year one with radical change to the roster, you're still successful, but it's not the norm. So I think this is a good play. And as you said, he's not going to be here for 20 years. This is I think, a 2-year plan, and then we see where it goes from there.
Yeah, and from what I've heard, he is fully on board with the coaching, his hometown team. He seems to be into it. Respect to him as well. Like, he's reached the pinnacle of his career, Super Bowl winning coach Favre, Rodgers, okay, Dak Prescott, maybe Rodgers again. And he's now going to coach his hometown team. So credit to him, because, respect to the guy. If he's reached that level, like, it's clearly meant a lot to him to be there. And you could see him. I've seen like the photos of him touring the facility, and yeah, it's got to mean a lot to him. So he will put it all in. And I've heard that he has been briefed on the job there, which is, look, Aaron Rodgers is not going to play past. We're not going to have Aaron Rodgers for, I don't know, please God, not that much longer. So your job is to turn around this offense, draft a quarterback, and develop a quarterback. And he has history with that. So, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was in San Francisco for Alex Smith's rookie year. He
Yeah,
was the OC. So
yeah,
another example.
he has been around some quarterbacks. He was there, he was there with Favre and Rodgers. So how heavily he was involved with Rodgers, I don't know. I don't know. And clearly, the talk of they fell out. Yeah, maybe they did fall out, but Rodgers isn't going to come back. You know how Rodgers remembers people. He's not going to come back if he still hates him.
No, they. It's been publicly known that they rekindled their relationship like after splitting in Green Bay. That wasn't a thing for long.
Yeah, I think the media love to get on Rodgers about stuff, but some of it with Rodgers is true. The stuff when you see him talk about people and openly, like,
Oh, yeah.
openly like call them out, like the Jets, then you know. But I don't remember him calling out Mike McCarthy. So yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'm not in love with it, but I'm not mad with it. It maybe is another year of like, but maybe you never know. I'm eternally optimistic. Rodgers, if the O line improves and we've got an offensive play caller, Rodgers could still throw if he
Rodgers can still throw. I just think you need more weapons.
absolutely.
And I would love to see a certain running back that is entering free agency, hopefully, go to the Steelers.
Okay.
So,
Who's that? James Cook. Is James Cook a free agent?
no.
No, he got paid, didn't he, last
I
year?
don't, I don't know if they're going to tag him, but he resides in New York.
Ah, Brees.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he'll be expensive though. I think a lot of the NFL will go. I think a lot of the league will go for him.
Yeah.
But the Steelers do have the cap for him. Um, yeah,
That's why I say this is the time to, like, I'm not saying, be silly and get 32-year-olds and whatever, but if there's players out there like Brees Hall, who's 24, I think,
yeah,
entering their prime years, go and get them. Go and pay that little bit more. And like I said, it's been a thing for a couple of years now in Pittsburgh. There has to be that legit number two receiver.
yeah, yeah. Just no more crazy. No more
No
crazy.
more crazy. Yeah.
We're done with crazy.
So that's the Steelers. There's been a lot of activity in the AFC North. So let's have a look at the Ravens. Ravens have hired Jesse Minter, the former Chargers defensive coordinator. I don't know a great deal about Jesse Minter other than he's been with Jim Harbaugh for 4 years, both in LA and in Michigan. And
Yeah.
he spent 4 years previously at the Ravens with John Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
And when I sort of took a little dive into his defense this week, it's quite exciting, I think. Like he is, I'm not going to say like, I'm not just going to pull the obvious example of Brian Flores, but he wants to confuse the quarterback with disguises at the line, with late rotations, just before the quarterback's going to snap the ball. So when you look at the Ravens, you say, what's been the issue for the last couple of years? Well, they lost Mike McDonald and they haven't really been able to replace him. Bradley Orr's done he it's been up and down. Like he's recovered. Like certainly year one, he recovered in the second half of the season.
Yeah.
But overall, they have struggled on the defensive side of the ball. So I guess they're thinking like Seattle. We've got the quarterback. I mean, we've got a superstar quarterback. Let's go and focus in on making this defense a legit defense. So Jesse Minter, obviously, well, you hope he's going to improve that side of the ball. And of course, they're going to have a very important hire at offensive coordinator to help Lamar. I think it's a good hire, like based on what I've seen, and I'm definitely intrigued to see more about this defense that Jesse Minter runs. He certainly learned from some mentors that
Yeah,
you'd love to have.
yeah, absolutely. Being around Harbour, like I prefer to be around Jim than John. And yeah, that Chargers defense played really, really well. The issue in Baltimore has been they're always banged up on defense.
Mm.
So your guy,
Matt
like,
BK, yeah,
yeah, he was hurt what very
very early.
very early in the season. Carl Hamilton missed significant time this year, and it just seems to be a pattern with Baltimore. They're always banged up, and like last year they had like the worst defense in the NFL for a period, and then for a stretch they had the best defense in the NFL, and it all coincided with guys getting back healthy again. So they've got talent on defense, there's no question. But with Baltimore, they're for the most part, there's a lot of guys on that roster that are old and they're now expensive. So they're gonna need to retool that offense. And I don't know if they're that mad. Monken leaving. I mean, he's got promoted. He's within division, so that could be interesting. Um, how does Lamar feel about that?
But if you listen to reports, apparently Lamar didn't love the offense. But as I've said quite a few times, I feel like that's been his best passing years.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We suddenly learned who played receiver for the Ravens. Years. It wasn't just Mark Andrews and Lamar with his legs. It was okay, they've got some speed on the outside and they've got, Flowers and Bateman, these guys, like, yeah, they can actually sling it. Lamar can really sling it. It's not just the play action. It can be a drop back passing game too. So yeah, with Baltimore, it's going to be the let's get younger as a franchise. They've always been good at drafting, but with Baltimore, it's lost the OC. How much of that front office is Harbaugh going to try and be successful in taking with him to New York?
He's failed at one. I can't remember the name, but someone that's been with him for a long time has like declared he's staying. So
Yeah, they've always
yeah.
been pretty good at evaluating talent, Baltimore. They're like, not like a media darling like the Eagles that, oh, damn, the Eagles again, like Harry Roseman, like, damn this guy. But Baltimore on the quiet do, because I pay attention to them being in division. When you look at their draft, you're like, damn, that's Baltimore. Like, you look at their draft and they're always like, when you see these stupid guys like the Ravens got like a draft grade C, you're like, no, 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 no. Like, look at the talent that they've got. Like, they always get tremendous value with guys similar to the Eagles, but maybe not as high profile as the Eagles. So yeah, Baltimore, year of change, interesting. We'll see. First time head coach. Signs from him being a DC are positive, but you never know.
You
So
never know. Yeah.
yeah, they could have messed it up. I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously, I hope they don't do well, but it could be a home run. Could be.
They're trying to find Mike McDonald 2.0. So we'll
Yeah,
see, like you said.
yeah, it could be very good for Baltimore. So I'm worried about that. But at least they've been aggressive and they changed it up. I think if Harbaugh was still there, I'd be okay. The Ravens are going to be the Ravens. We know exactly who they're going to be. They're going to be, good, but they're going to make mistakes and blah blah blah. And but this could be a big improvement.
Yeah. So with the Ravens and the Steelers finding their head coaches, the Browns have opted for Todd Monken.
Mm-hmm.
And as we just touched on, I think he found Lamar's best passing years.
Yep.
You could see the year-on-year improvement in that offense. But at Cleveland, he doesn't have a Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And as much as I like Quinshon Judkins, he's not King Henry.
But
So
he's a Pro Bowl quarterback, is what I've heard.
he's got a Pro Bowl quarterback. This is why I don't take stock of fan voted Pro Bowl. Um, yeah, like he's not who. It's clear that he's not who Miles Garrett wanted. Miles Garrett wanted, I think, by the sounds of it, for Schwartz to get promoted.
Yeah.
And Schwartz didn't take the news well, apparently. So Munkin's going to be looking for a new defensive coordinator.
Oh, Schwartz is gone. He's out.
It sounds like, it was like, well, if you're not giving me the head coach job, I'll go and find a DC role elsewhere.
Wow, the Browns have fucked it up again, haven't they?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
as I said, Miles Garrett made a subtle social media post that it was a guy sitting there looking disappointed. So I'm guessing that's his reaction to that news. Not that it's against Munkin, but more that his guy Schwartz didn't get the job.
But they're gonna have to redo Miles Garrett's contract again. They're gonna need to pay him again, like because he
Surely not. Surely he won't. He won't ask for trade again. But I think he's got his work cut out for him. But then it's like saying, well, every Browns head coach has got his work cut out for him because it's the Browns. They need to have a great draft, I think, because we're going to find out how good Munkin really is. Because you have to say he did well, but at the same time, Lamar freaking Jackson, who when the play broke down, would in those couple of years would really put on magic. Like the Bengals play where he's stiff arming a guy.
Yeah, it's not quite that in Cleveland.
No, so
and if Cleveland have affected their defense, which was the one successful unit on this team, if they've done a Browns and managed to mess up the one good unit on this team, then that would be so Browns. But Jim Schwartz was not going to be a head coach, except in Cleveland. So I don't know what they told him, but if they didn't want him to be head coach, they could have maybe sent him some more dollars like they did with Miles Garrett and maybe tried to keep him sweet because this defense is good. The Browns are good, so
maybe there's still time for that. Like maybe they will pull a Miles Garrett on Schwartz and be like, more money. But by the sounds of the reporting, he's pretty upset about not getting the job.
Then really they should let him go because he is only going to be divisive if he stays.
Mm-hmm.
First time head coach needs everybody going in the same direction. So yeah, Cleveland needed. Obviously we don't know whether it was possible to talk to Schwartz and say, look, you're not going to get the job, but we'd love to keep you around. And then Schwartz, I remember him being the head coach for the Lions. It didn't go that well, but then it never went well with the Lions until Dan Campbell turned up. So
the infamous handshake after the game with Jim Harbaugh. I'll always remember that.
Oh, that was Schwartz.
You might want to look that up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Schwartz. So, yeah, the Browns could have messed this up. They could have got a first-time head coach who has learned that Shedeur Sanders is not a Pro Bowl quarterback and Deshaun Watson in the last year of his contract. At least there's that. At least that. They've got, one more year of liabilities with Deshaun?
Well, they've got him under contract for another year, but what will probably happen is that they will have to spread his dead cap over the next 2 years.
Okay. But
so this year and then the next 2 years to make it more manageable. Yeah.
What? How much is this dead cap?
They restructured his contract like 3 or 4 times. So there's a lot of voidable money waiting at the end. And what happens is when his contract ends, whether the voidable money is spread across 4 years, you have to take all of that in one lump sum. And the only way to spread it is to say, well, we're going to use post June 1 release to make it spread over 2 years. So this isn't over by a long shot for the Browns. Watson may be gone, but his cap consequences won't be.
Right. Okay. Well,
So a great time for the other AFC North teams to be in a division with the Browns, I'd say.
yeah. Well, in most of the time it is with the Browns. Yeah. Although we always seem to find a way to lose in Cleveland, but that's due to their defense. And if they've pissed off Jim Schwartz and he's left, the rest of the AFC North are going to be delighted to see the back of Jim Schwartz.
Yeah. So the last head coaching hire that I thought would be good to touch on is the Buffalo Bills. They have done what I thought they would do. I said it to you last week. They have promoted from within. So offensive coordinator Joe Brady is now the new head coach.
Yeah.
This is someone that, from an offensive perspective, I've said quite a few times I've been impressed with.
Yeah.
He inherited a mess, a one-dimensional offense. And the first thing he immediately instilled was James Cook. James Cook has flourished under Joe Brady, and that offense has looked a lot different. And I'm not going to go into it again, but it's not, to me, the greatest set of weapons. He has really maximized what he's got there with, it is I want to say it's a intelligent offense. Like, there's a lot of tricks and, screens and one or two read looks for Josh Allen. It helps Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Is he a head coach? I don't know. We're going to find out, obviously, first time. But the owner / head coach have got a guy that is going to say yes to them, I think.
Yeah.
And that's what they wanted.
Yeah. I think they had to promote him because what's going to happen? Like, he's going to potentially have another good year and then he gets poached by another team.
Yeah.
So you keep him. And you see, the upside is that you've got your play caller. He can't be poached by another team. He's under contract as your head coach. And then you get a DC and you, like you said, you draft some better weapons.
If this is what he's done with all due respect, the likes of your Shakirs,
yeah,
they're having to use Shakir as a number one.
Yeah,
that's not fair.
Yeah, exactly.
You get him some legitimate weapons. Like, the offense was already very productive in my book. So we get some legit weapons. They can be really good.
Yeah, just like interested to see what happens in the draft. Like, that GM is now being promoted, so what does that mean? That he's got even more control than he already had, and who's actually, are they on the same page regarding the draft? So that was a bit messy with the GM, but I understand promoting the OC because it has shown promise, and if it does pay off, then you've got your head coach and your play caller.
Definitely.
And you're keeping Josh Allen sweet and onside. So, and he's your franchise. So this is a good O-line. Obviously, a pretty good quarterback, good O-line, good running back who's under contract. You just got to get some weapons. And he's inventive as a play caller. So get a good defensive coordinator and off you go.
Yeah.
But see what happens in the draft because, they have to be in agreement.
Yeah, I agree. If they want to be successful, they have to be in agreement. So we'll see.
When you look at the Bills on defense, like, they're quite old.
Yeah.
And
your man Jordan Poyer surely won't be back again for another year. With all due respect.
He does a great job of just appearing like, oh, damn, he's still in the league. Like, it's one of those guys. Like,
but the owner did say this is a quality roster. So, like, it'd be interesting. It's almost like they are now forced to double down that we'll draft and develop. We're not going to be aggressive in free agency because it's hard to, hard to justify.
Well, the owner needs to call the Madden guys and explain to them that this is a quality roster because Madden disagrees. They are in agreement that you have a good quarterback and you have a good offensive line and running back, and you have some older pieces on defense. Tre'Davious White and Bosa and Milano and Espinoza, or however you say that guy's name. Like, there's some older guys who were productive in the past, but I'm not. They're not going to be around in 2 to 3 years, and yeah, they're not. They're not superstars anymore. So
Mm.
you need a lot of guys on defense, and you also need to maybe not pay. You need to rip up their contracts because they're paid a lot.
Yeah, that's the Brandon Bean mentality. It's like reward the players that we've drafted, and I get it, but pump the brakes. If you got to be unemotional about these players just because you've drafted them doesn't mean that Khalil Shakir is a I don't know 17 million per year receiver. And I don't want to like throw shade on him because he's a good player. It's just that we drafted and developed him, so let's overpay him. No.
Shakir on my team, but as the third option.
Yeah.
Like, he's a solid NFL player, but I don't playing X. I don't want him playing outside. I don't want most of the passing routes like around Shakir.
Yeah. And I don't want to use, I don't know how much that would equate to 5 to 7% of my cap on that player. Like there's other there's other players that we could spend that money on, is all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, when you look at the Bills, like the offense, you can go, oh, okay, except the receivers, obviously. You can go, okay, yeah, I can work with this. Like the O-line, quarterback, running back, yeah, okay, we just need some receivers. Pretty easy to draft for the most part. But on defense, you go, damn,
Yeah.
quite a lot here. Like, I don't know, except maybe the corner. They have Benford, except that. I don't know what we're doing, really. Like, we might be able to get away with it for maybe another year, but
How many 200 plus rushing days were there against that defense last year?
you've got some old guys and they're
Yeah.
expensive, and old guys generally get hurt. Milano gets hurt a lot.
Oh yeah.
Seems to get hurt every single year. Like, and it seems to be the same thing with Buffalo. Like, yeah, like Von Miller was there in the past. Like, yeah, let's just pay these older guys. Like, you need some speed on defense, and you also need some toughness. Like you said, like they get run on a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean that's pretty much wrapping up the head coaching hires this week. I think our attention really, Paul, has to turn to the big game, or at least the two big games that we saw on Sunday.
Yeah.
And just as a starting point, and I know that there were very different weather conditions, but
Yeah.
what screamed out to me while like before the snow, looking at those two games, it felt like there was a big difference in quality between the two games. That Seahawks Rams NFC Championship, it's up there as one of the best. Like
Yeah.
these two teams really put on a great show and showed why they were there. Like, don't want to get ahead of ourselves before the Super Bowl, but that felt like a Super Bowl, with the quality that was on show. Stafford, I mean, this is the Seahawks defense. Stafford had to earn all of the yards that he got, and he got a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm saying. It was just a quality execution type of game from both teams.
Yeah, that was a great game. I predicted it before the game. I called it out. I said, like, the winner of this game should be. This is to me the Super Bowl because the winner of this game is without question the favorite for the Super Bowl, and the Vegas opening line has come out. I don't know what it is now. Opening line was Seahawks 4.5. That's changed, I'm not sure. But yeah, what a game. Like a back and forth game. There was, yeah, a couple of mistakes from either team, but Seattle scoring that touchdown just before halftime, like that was, and those questions about Sam Darnold, you just have to,
It's done. It's
yeah,
done.
yeah, because Darnold played an incredible game. All the chips are on the table against the Rams, all the narrative, NFC title game against your nemesis. He was big time under pressure because the Rams played really, really well. He's had historically problems with recognizing coverages with the Rams. Even the game flow situation, like he needs to score or he's trying to score a touchdown with that amount of time left before the half, and he pulls it out. And yeah,
'Cause you're thinking field goal, like, yeah, get a field goal. And yeah, it was just high execution.
yeah. And when he threw to go up, when they went up in the third quarter by the two scores,
After the muffed punt, yeah.
yeah,
Big time throw.
yeah, he made some really, really great throws in that game. And yeah, it was just a great football game. It really, really was. And it had everything like mistakes, some drama, high level execution. Then you thought right at the end, like, oh, the Rams are going to come back. Yeah, it was just a great game. It's a great.
That is a great point. You thought that the Rams were going to come back, and Seattle shut the door on them. Like with that, okay, they got the ball back in the end, but that drive ended the game
Mm.
because there was some aggressive play calling. Second down, you're thinking they're going to run it again and then leave it to third down to run it. No, play action boot, Sam Darnold to Njigba, first down again. So they really left the Rams with nothing time left. And you're right. I mean, Sam Darnold, we had questions in the offseason because of the way last season ended. Two big games. He wasn't very good in either of them. He certainly ended that for me now. Like, it doesn't get much bigger than the NFC Championship. And this was not a defense run the ball game. Like, this was a collective Sam Darnold put on a show.
Yeah, we thought it might be, didn't we? We thought that, it might have to be a Kenneth Walker running the ball 30 times kind of a game.
Mm.
And to start, it was that. It did seem like it would be that. But Darnold took over the game.
Yeah.
Really took over the game. And even when Tariq Woolen lost his mind towards the end, still the Seahawks had the composure to no, 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 no. We got this. We got this. And yeah, Tariq Woolen had probably a historically bad 30 seconds.
Yeah. Because then he gave up the touchdown.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
You knew the Rams were going to throw it at him straight after that call. And what the hell is he doing? But
From a selfish point of view, I loved what Tariq Woolen did. You know why? The player props that I had, that was a big contributor to Stafford getting to 3 touchdowns. But anyway,
it ended up adding to the spectacle because then it turned it into even more of a game because that was
yeah,
a fourth down.
yeah,
So
because you're thinking, wait, Seattle are going to get the ball back up 11, potentially going up 18.
yeah,
This game's over.
yeah. Well, or they had a huge decision because it was fourth and change. It was fourth. It wasn't fourth and short. It was fourth and quite a
12.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that would have put the Rams in a pretty difficult situation. But Reek Willen wanted maybe he wanted the ratings to be even higher for the fourth quarter of that broadcast. And after the a slightly different viewing product in the Broncos Patriots. That Seahawks Rams game really kind of lived up to it. It was a great football game. Great football game. Like I loved watching that game. That game.
It really was. And just last point on Sam Darnold. Here's an obscure stat for you. Darnold is the first quarterback to win at least 30 games across a 2-year span with different teams in those 2 years.
Okay. And
so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And also, I just thought the opponent in the Super Bowl. So Sam Darnold has the opportunity to go almost full circle in a period to literally avenge the ghosts that he saw against the Patriots.
Yep.
Yeah, where he got. Yeah, let's be honest. Let's call it out. He got done dirty by NFL films.
Yeah,
he really did, because I'm sure there have been other quarterbacks who have said something on the mic that we don't know because we've never heard it. But Sam Darnold was that guy for a period. But that was Jets, Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
This guy's been through a journey, and
he was asked about it after the game. He was asked about the ghost comment, and he shrugged it off. So, yeah, like
I mean, the way for the Patriots to affect this game is to try that. And they have been super, super aggressive. I am massively impressed with the Patriots on defense.
Yeah.
But
just one thing that I noticed with the Rams, Jackson Smith-Njigba was just having a field day around these zones.
Yeah.
And the Patriots are not going to play him that way. I would think that they will man him up.
Yeah.
So that will be different. It won't be, I'm getting some really easy completions to Jackson Smith-Njigba in the Super Bowl.
And
I'm not saying that all of them were, but there were, like the touchdown with it was a great route, like a scissors route from, the backfield. But I'm like, the one guy that you don't want to get beaten by, and he's like wide open. It's just crazy almost.
Yeah, this is the best outcome, I would say, of the four teams remaining. Obviously, we can't have Seahawks Rams as a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But with the Broncos and the quarterback situation, this Seahawks Patriots is the best outcome. And
defense still wins championships. We're back.
I still don't fully know, and I think it's fair to say I still don't know who the Patriots really are, because I'm not even bashing on the Patriots, but your schedule has meant that it's hard to evaluate you as a team. And in the recent games you have played against. Yeah, and I hear it. Yes, you've affected CJ Stroud and you affected Justin Herbert, but your offense hasn't played well. So
these are lesser than offenses. Like, as much as I love Herbert and have been a fan of Stroud in the past, these are lesser than offenses. Like Seattle's offense, I think, is a much bigger challenge.
And for Patriots fans, would you, at this point, let's be honest, would you have liked a tougher road to get to this point? Do you feel that you are fully prepared to take on the Seahawks, considering what the Seahawks have gone through this season? Because the Seahawks have been through some games.
They are battle tested.
Yeah. And the Patriots, and it's not for reactions, it's just an honest question. If I'm a Patriots fan, I'm probably thinking, damn, the Seahawks have been through a lot. We have, obviously it's not easy to get to the Super Bowl, but, some roads are different to others. The Seahawks had a different road to you. And Do you feel that you are prepared enough? If the Seahawks turn up and they play their game, and the Patriots play their game, the problem is I don't know what the Patriots game truly is because I haven't actually seen it through
Mm.
through this season. The Seahawks, I kind of know who they are. The Patriots, I don't know if I've seen them in a true test against a quality opponent. The Seahawks, I only have to go back to their previous game and go, okay, if everything kind of clicks, that's who the Seahawks are.
Mm.
And if they get Charbonnet back, and I've seen this defense against some real quality opponents.
Well, I've got some stats for you on that note. I'm just going to read them out. 0-6, one passing touchdown, 8 interceptions, and 22 sacks. Those stats relate to quarterbacks under the age of 24 who have faced Mike McDonald defenses in the last few years. They are 0-6. So this is a true challenge for Drake May.
Yeah. Yeah, of course it is. But it's the Super Bowl. He has 2 weeks to prepare. He has very good coaching staff.
Yeah.
He
And
does.
he's a talent. Like I saw this week, Cam Newton basically maybe take some of our points to the extreme. Like he was comparing him to Trent Dilferon. And I'm like,
No.
that's crazy talk. That is actually crazy talk because has Drake May struggled in this playoff run? Sure. Has the defense absolutely balled out? Yes. But Drake May still made some big plays. He's made
Yeah.
some big plays with his arm, and he's made some big plays with his legs. Like this guy, I can see this guy being like a great. Like I don't know how great yet, but we're in year 2, and his arm talent is real. Like I've
Yeah.
said it, one thing that I really love about his throwing ability is his feel for layering throws. Like he's got great feel for ranges, 20, 30 yards. Like he puts it right on the money.
Mm.
But I don't think that he's not got Jamar Chase at receiver. Like Diggs has done well.
Mhm.
He's elevated this offense, with the help of Josh McDaniel. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like a classic Josh McDaniel play in the snow, let's run a flea flicker for 30 yards to change field position. Like that's the type of thing that Josh McDaniel has done in the past. Like he's
Yeah.
got the tricks of the trade and he's got a good offense. So
Yeah. A week out from the Super Bowl, I'm not sure because I don't know who the Patriots are. I know, but I do know who the Seahawks are. So
yes, yeah.
so I don't know what the Patriots' full potential is. I don't. I think I'm just being honest. I honestly don't know because I've seen them lose some games this year where they've turned the ball over a lot, but most of them were early in the season.
Mm.
And then I haven't seen them have to put together a full game in the playoffs because their opponents have had their problems. Seattle's a different story throughout the regular season and the playoffs. I've seen them, they couldn't have an easy game against the Rams because they wouldn't be here.
No.
So
So in the end, they've held the Rams to, well, I say held. The Rams scored 27.
yeah,
I think the Rams offense is a lot more high octane than the Patriots, even though the Patriots can definitely move the ball on offense. If you had the choice of the two offenses, I'll take the Rams every time. So if the Rams can get to 27, can the Patriots get to 27? I'm not sure.
mm, yeah, yeah. You just don't know if the Seahawks will play that way in. And I've heard, yeah, it's being played in an NFC West stadium. I don't know how much I buy into that. Like it's not a home field for
No.
the Seahawks. Yeah, their travel time's not as great as the Patriots, but it's still a neutral field. The weather's not going to be, provided there's no, it's outside, provided there's no huge rain. It's not going to be a Denver, is it? It's not going to be snow.
Seattle have played there this season as well, which I think it helps. Can't hurt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If this, based on what I've seen, if the Seahawks play up to 70% of their potential, then they win this game and they cover the spread, based on what I've seen. But I don't know who the Patriots are. And I'm just being honest in that because of the questions that their schedule and this playoff run has raised to me. I'm just being honest. I can't say, yeah, the Patriots are trash or the Patriots are great because I don't think you've been honest with yourself if you say either way. You'd have
Patriots fans, this is not hyperbole.
I would have a Patriots fan to have a strong reaction to go either way. I can just be honest and go, I don't know. If you beat the Jets and you're resting guys in the third quarter, I don't know what the hell that means. I don't.
When you look at their run, like I'll give them credit for the real credit for the Texans win because
defense was really, really good. They smelled and they really went for the guys. The Patriots D line, they're nasty. The guys in the inside of that D line, they're some big dudes.
Yeah,
and they messed up the Texans O line that game.
Yeah,
really affected. And Vrabel's a damn good coach, and McDaniels is a damn good OC, and May's playing really great for a 23-year-old. But but
like a lot of it was Will Campbell getting beat, like and okay, like Drake May's young, like he will, like over time, he will probably develop more awareness for, feeling the rush and it's hard on your blind side, like it is. But yeah, like even still with the struggles, he then made big plays on this defense. So that was really their AFC championship in a way, because you we both kind of felt whoever wins that has a great chance to beat Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Broncos game is really hard to evaluate as well. It's just really hard.
Yeah, because the game, like there was no points once that snowstorm happened. So
yeah,
I mean that's another story. I mean, Sean Payton, I don't want to be like, I was probably overcritical in the moment, but yeah, me personally, when I was watching the game and it went to 4th-and-1, this is not hindsight. I said, kick the field goal, and take your points. You've got a backup quarterback.
I did too, because their defense was playing really good. But the reaction that I would have is that Sean Payton probably needs a better weatherman up in the booth to radar. Because pre-game I heard that there's a chance of snow flurries in the second half, right? I heard that pre-game. That was not snow flurries. That was a full-on blizzard. So even the broadcaster did not expect it to be that.
Right.
Weather's a live thing. It changes as and when. So if you've got a guy in the booth who's given you the nod as to whether to challenge play, surely you've got a meteorologist. I mean, I don't know. The Broncos have the richest owners in the NFL.
Yep.
And why is there not, a weather guy? I don't know. Or there was a weather guy and he messed it up. I don't know. If Peyton was in full possession of the information, accurate information, was it unexpected? Did it arrive out of nowhere? Did that snow suddenly, weather is changeable, did that weather take an unexpected turn at the last minute and shit, it just hit the stadium? Or was it always going to hit? We don't know.
But in any case, even if it was a sunny day, like it's still your backup quarterback who hasn't played all year. And I would just say, if you are going for it, I didn't like the call because it's low percentage. Like, this isn't Bo Nix at quarterback who might rush for the yard, might make a defender miss. Like, call me old school, but if I'm going for it on 4th and 1, the only play I'm calling is a sneak.
Yeah.
And if it has to be my tight end who sneaks it, fine. But I'm not doing anything outside of that with a quarterback who hasn't played all year.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've seen it a little bit with Sean Payton in the past. Like, he maybe just overthinks the moment. You remember was it the Saints Rams NFC Championship, where they're in field goal range under 2 minutes to take the lead in the game, and he throws a screen on like the first down or the second, no, on the first down, and Michael Thomas drops it, and that stops the clock. They could have, just when you think about it, like who would do that? It would be Sean Payton, who kind of overthinks the moment. Like, run the ball, it's okay. Get that 40 seconds down. And of course, we saw what happened after that. They went on to, like, the Rams got into field goal range and kicked a field goal to go to overtime.
Yeah. I felt bad watching the game for the Broncos defense because they
Yeah,
they played really well. The Patriots touchdown was as a result, was greatly affected by a turnover. And the Broncos defense, like those guys, Pat Surtain and Hufanga and like all the other guys just playing. I love that kind of football. Like it was
right.
kind of a throwback to the old school. They were playing physical and Pat Surtain going one-on-one against. That's the reason why your guy Booty didn't get any
Yeah,
20 yards. Like he would have had it on one catch.
yeah,
And old school, they were leaving Pat Surtain one-on-one on the outside, just going, yeah, we're good. Like we know you got this. Nobody's throwing on you. And yeah, the Broncos defense didn't deserve it. They were the best unit of the four.
Mm. If I told you before the game that the Patriots were going to score 10, would
Yeah,
you have thought the Broncos would have won?
yeah. Even with Stidham, yeah, yeah,
I was thinking 14-10 in
yeah,
that situation.
yeah.
Yeah,
But you can't like allow for that weather. That weather was just
yeah,
nuts. I mean, the commentators didn't know where the ball was. The commentators couldn't announce where the drive was started, the yardage line. They had to superimpose the yard lines onto the broadcast after the event to help the viewer.
yeah.
And when they gave you the footage from close to the field, did you see how it was? Like if you were going towards one end zone, you
It,
were into the blizzards. So yeah, like the Broncos, there was a great advantage to heading in a certain direction, but neither team could kick because of the condition, and the Patriots blocked that field goal. That field goal maybe makes it.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, yeah, that was a crazy game. It really really was a crazy game, and
Two crazy games for different reasons.
yeah, yeah. What do you think this like a week out from the Super Bowl? What are your if you go Patriots? If you just think Patriots Seahawks,
I'm with you. Like, I think it's what Seahawks are going to show up. If
yeah,
you get the Seahawks A game, Patriots are going to have a tough time winning this game. One thing that I would say though is that you've got to contain Drake May's running. Like, you got to have a quarterback spy,
yeah,
for most of the game, because a lot of the offensive success that the Patriots have had in the last couple of weeks has been Drake May just like grinding out first downs on the ground.
hmm
So if you take that away, like they're gonna have problems moving the ball, I think.
yeah,
Because it's one thing to, get kind of, I don't want to say torched, but Stafford had a lot of success last week. He's also got Nakua and Adams, right? They at times they took Nakua away, and Adams had big plays.
Hmm.
And then, I suppose that answered my question from last week. Why are teams not taking away Nakua? Oh yeah, because they've got Devontae Adams as well. So I don't think Stephon Diggs is capable of going for 150 in this game. This as good as he is, he's not Puka Nakua.
Hmm.
So again, it's going to come down to turnovers. So if you get the Seahawks at their A game, it's hard to see them losing. And if Sam Darnold has a clean game, again, it's hard to see the Patriots winning the game. I think the way the Patriots win is if this defense can force mistakes.
Yeah.
They've got to force turnovers in the game to win this game, I think.
Yeah, and the Patriots need to run the ball, I say, to wear down the Seahawks defense a little bit.
Yeah.
If it's a drop back game, then I give the edge to Seattle. And
Travion Henderson has gone MIA in these playoffs, and he's a rookie. I'm not having a dig at him, but they have put more trust in Stevenson, and I think that has affected just the progression of Henderson. Like when he's coming in, he's not making an impact now.
I think he'll be back for I don't know the health, if there was an issue with his health, but I think he'll be back for the Super Bowl because I don't think they're going to trust him in the conditions that were Denver against that defense. I think that was more.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Like Stevenson's a veteran, all security. Like we don't. Yeah, the upside of Henderson like for the big play is nice, but also he's potentially more likely to fumble in there. Like I think will be involved in the Super Bowl. Neutral fields, probably going to be good conditions there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Henderson's a big play potential. Yeah, the Patriots need to kind of wear down this Seattle defense. The Rams in the previous game, the Rams had success with Kyron Williams in trying to wear down Seattle's defense because there's a lot of speed on Seattle's defense. Like these linebackers go side to side in a hurry. The secondary's really, really good. And yeah, Weatherspoon was getting burnt by Nakua, but that's Nakua and Devontae Adams. Like you said, I still think the Seattle secondary is really, really good.
I think they match up very well against New England's weapons.
Yeah. From what I've seen, and it's fair to say I don't know fully what I'm dealing with the Patriots, but from what I've seen, Seattle, if they play their game, wins this. But yeah, and it'd be great if Sam Darnold does go full circle and even just put the ghosts to rest as well. That would be
It is amazing. It is amazing. It's like a storybook. You couldn't write it any better.
Yeah.
He gets to play the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Rams after the way that last year ended, followed by the Patriots. Yeah, great.
In the stadium of the team where he feels his career turned was that year in San Francisco. It's amazing, just how strongly he speaks about being Purdy's understudy and how Purdy taught him how to be a true pro and how to prepare properly. It's interesting, but I want him to take some of the credit as well. He's been phenomenal, really, the last 2 years. When you take away those two big games and you look at it, you say, actually, he's played at a seriously high level.
Yeah, he even threw in. Did you see? He even threw in the kind of Stafford no-look pass last week.
I didn't see that. No.
Yeah,
interesting. Wow.
Look in there as well. So yeah. I think we've given enough Sam Darnold love, though.
Yes, we have.
He still has one more chapter to write in this storybook. There's one more test, and it's a real test because the Patriots will be well coached, they'll be well prepared, they won't be scared at the moment. They're the Patriots. It's Mike Vrabel, it's Daniels. Like they've been. I know it's many many years apart, but they've been to the Super Bowl, the first Brady one, like as underdogs against the greatest show on turf, and they don't care. Like they don't care if it's a crappy, shitty game. They probably enjoy that. They would love to affect Sam Darnold and have it be a messy game. They would love that. So, and they're capable of doing that. They're capable of ruining the game. If it is a spectacle game, then Seattle wins. If everything goes as expected, Seattle wins. But New England are capable of affecting the game and turning it into a bitty, shitty, non, not a great viewing prospect, and they win that.
But Mike McDonald can also do the same thing to the Patriots offense, though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know,
You forget that Seattle have been involved in some because they are capable of winning different ways, aren't they? Special teams with Shaheed, and their defense is still pretty good. They've been involved in some, that game in Atlanta where they didn't play great, but again, Shaheed, special teams, the defense played well.
when
Yes.
you look at though the last 6 weeks, they haven't lost since they lost to the Rams,
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
and they've had the Patriots have had a lot of great wins, right, against some bad teams,
Mhm.
but Seattle have put together some knockouts. Like it's the end of the first quarter and they're up 28-zip. Like what?
Oh, that Cardinals game. Yeah.
Multiple. Like remember the Commanders game? I know again. Like yeah. I mean no, Jaden Daniels was out there for most of that. And I know the Commanders roster not good, but they've put together some games where the game's over at half time, and I can't rule that out happening. Like
Yeah.
it could
But
happen. You don't expect it, but we didn't expect it last year to some degree.
but we can praise the Seahawks after the event. They still have this one hurdle to
Oh
overcome,
yes, yeah.
or then, quite rightly praise. We can praise the Seahawks in the moment. They have done great to reach this moment, but the most important one is upcoming. And it will be kind of for nothing if they lose to the Patriots.
That's absolutely true. Yeah.
And I want it to. I don't have a team in this game that I have a strong opinion on either way, but I would prefer the Seahawks to win just because of the questions that the Patriots schedule does raise. And I think that's fair to say. That is not me bashing on the Patriots. That's
No.
just me saying, look, it's a fact that we don't know if you would be in this matchup if you had have played the equivalent of the Seahawks schedule. We just don't know.
Yeah. And if I was like an obnoxious 49ers fan, like of course I would be like, well, I want the Patriots to win. But I have a great deal of respect for this Seahawks team, you know, regardless of the fact that there are divisional rivals,
Yeah.
regardless of the fact that we hate each other. Like it's probably like how you feel about the Ravens. Like I I watch their team and I say this is a really impressive team, and if they win the Super Bowl, they're well deserving. Like they look like a Super Bowl level team, and
Yeah.
it's amazing when you think back to when we were talking in the off season and we were like, oh Seattle, they're 5-1 to win the NFC West. That could be worth a little go. You know,
Yes.
amazing that
I do remember that. Like, yeah, 5-1. And we're like, yeah, but
tough division,
yeah,
but
you are affected by even us, we are affected by, Sam Darnold this and
yeah.
yeah.
So all credit to them. I mean, they've put it together, and like I said, I'm not I'm watching this as a neutral. Like I'm not like, oh, like Patriots must win. Like let the best team win at the end of the day, even if it's in our home.
Yeah. And with the Ravens, I'm not a fan of the Ravens, obviously, but I respect them. It's Rob actually said that to me when we were like, I think we were at an NFL Europe game, and there was like Ravens fans there, and he said, "Oh, you hate the Ravens, right?" And I said, "No, no, I don't. I respect the Ravens. I hate the Browns. I don't hate the Ravens. The Browns, they're just like, oh, you're just Brown. Like Juju said, Browns is the Browns. Like, but
Yeah.
Ravens, like, there's a mutual respect thing there. Like, play tough games. Yeah, you respect them. You don't want them to win, but you respect them.
Yeah. I respect the Rams, but I really actually hate the Rams, and I enjoy hating them.
Yeah,
So I really didn't want them to win the Super Bowl because maybe I have put a lot of stock in celebrating Levi South. So
South. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I knew you'd get it in there somewhere, Lee. Devontae Adams is 0-5 in NFC title games. That's
oh
a sad stat. Like 0-5. And he was visibly upset after the game. Like,
yeah, it's hard to see that. Great player, and he's not just like not been to a Super Bowl, but got to the game before 5 times.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Who's that? That's with.
four with Rodgers, I would think.
It's got to be, isn't it?
So lost to the Bucks, lost to the Niners, lost to the Niners twice.
Well, he didn't reach the title game with the Raiders. I know that.
Yeah. And lost to was he might have been around for the Falcons one where Julio Jones went for 300 yards. So yeah. I have a question for you. So I saw this week. I think this is quite I came to an answer, but I think it's quite a difficult debate now. So it's called One Has to Go. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Puka Nakua, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. One has to go.
Up one.
You have to cut one.
Jefferson, Chase, Puka, and Jackson Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, that's impossible. But if you have to cut one, Jefferson and Chase are just dominant, so they're different. So they're the two to me untouchable.
I
And
agree.
then it's Jackson Smith. He is incredible, but he's had one amazing year so far. Puka just low round draft pick, but just gets open and averages what 100 yards a game or something. So I would cut Jackson Smith.
That's the same conclusion I came to, and the same reason. Like it's been 1 year. I mean, we are talking like marginal. I sat there and I was like, "There's no good answer here." Like
No,
these are probably the top four receivers now, right now. And people will look at Jefferson and go, "Oh, but he had a down year." Yeah, like let's put him with Stafford, and we'll see what numbers he's got. You know, he is to me still. I would go for him or Chase, like as a first choice.
yeah, I think those two are untouchable.
Yeah,
Although, like, yeah, I think Jefferson does need. If he had another, I still think he has 1,000 yard season though. He still,
he had 1,000 yards. Yeah, so but it was like we're trying to get you to 1,000 so that you get it.
yeah,
But it's the quarterback play. You have to, as a receiver, you have to have quarterback play that is good. Like
and
I'm
he
not
had
even saying amazing, but good enough.
Jim McCarthy and Max Brosner throwing in the ball. Let's give him a couple of years of that level of production before we even question Jefferson.
And I still won't question it because if McCarthy plays like that again, and yeah, Jefferson, even if he doesn't get to 1,000, it's not on him. Like you're really questioning JJ McCarthy at that point because if Nick Mullins can, get big production from Jefferson, your first round draft pick, your top 10 quarterback pick should be able to as well.
Yeah. There is a question though that some receivers should actually, and I get it, they have stats, but then there's too many times at the end of the season that you go, the Bengals, yeah, they don't they and I get it, Joe Burrow's hurt, but they don't make the playoffs or they lose stupid games. You're like, yeah, but they've got T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, R. Chase, and even Chase Brown's like a really good running back, catch out the backfield too.
Yeah.
Why do the Bengals have such a shit record? Why? Like, yeah, the defense, but they should be winning more games. And you could say that, yeah, Jefferson, yeah, you've got the quarterback thing, but you don't win games in the NFL with just a number one receiver.
Facts. Yeah.
You need more to it. You need a left tackle. You need a quarterback who's healthy. You need some guys. You need a pass rusher. You need a good head coach. Like
That's why it's so hard. It's almost unfair to look at Jefferson and say, well, he's not a top four receiver now. I mean, Megatron's the greatest example. Never won a playoff game, but first ballot Hall of Famer for a reason.
yeah,
It's hard. Like I don't want to see Jefferson follow Megatron's path, but you know what else can you do? Like you demand a trade, suddenly you're a villain, and you know it's difficult.
we'll see with the Vikings. Like they've managed to keep Flores, haven't they? And
Yeah, big deal. That is, yeah.
they've kept Flores, O'Connell, and we'll see who JJ McCarthy is in.
O'Connell said that he was asked about will there be competition at quarterback, and he said there has to be. So we'll watch this space to see who he brings in to compete with JJ McCarthy.
Well, they very quietly they went 9-8, didn't they? They actually
Yeah.
towards the end they what won? Was it 4 or 5 straight to end the season? Vikings like defense played really really well.
And so they actually finished third in the division. I
Yeah.
think. I think the Lions actually finished fourth.
Okay. Yeah. Because obviously the Bears and the Packers made the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Lions missed out. Yeah. Yeah. But that's on to next year.
Indeed. So we will be back next week to really dive deeply into the Super Bowl. Not just the game, but it's the Super Bowl. We will be coming with some heat in the betting markets. And I've already got a few previous winners in mind for this game. So I look forward to bringing those to the table. Yeah, we will see you next week. Unless you have anything left to say, Paul.
No, we'll dive into this game. I do I do promise my Patriots fans that I will look into the Patriots in more detail than just a brief overview of well, it's the Jets and the Dolphins. No, no, no. I will, in the interest of the objectivity of the Super Bowl as a great event, I want to properly evaluate the Patriots. So I will give them the time and attention that they deserve for making it to this game. But yeah, those are my concerns this far out, but I will dive into it. I will be a professional about it.
Good stuff. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.